Welcome back. At least 25 people have been killed after suspected Boko Haram militants stormed Dile village in Borno State, northeast Nigeria. It was gathered that the attackers raided the village, burning homes and churches, but were repelled by security forces who opened fire on the attackers from the air as they fled in pickup trucks. The militants were said to have launched the attack from their Sambisa forest stronghold, where some of the kidnapped girls are believed to be held. Meanwhile, the Nigerian police force says it has arrested a ranking member of the Islamic sect, Boko Haram. In a press release signed by the force public relations officer, Mr. Frankumba, the suspect, one Mohammed Zakari, confessed to being the chief butcher for the sect in Bauchi State. He explained that the suspect was arrested along Darazo Basrika Road while fleeing from the intensive counter-insurgency operations going on in the Balmo Forest, Borno State. Now, the House of Representatives has given its Committee on Education 1 month to investigate the increasing number of children who are not in school in Nigeria, which recent UNESCO reports put at 10.5 million. This followed a motion raised by a lawmaker, Benny La, that education is a basic right of all children, and having such a number of children uneducated is an indictment on the political leadership of the country. The Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, has a new president-elect. He is Mr. Augustine Alege, a senior advocate of Nigeria. In the NBA elections, which took place today in Abuja, Mr. Alege polled a total of 691 votes to beat his closest rival, Mr. Dele Adesina.
It's perhaps the fastest election in the history of the NBA. Delegates arrived as early as 8 a.m. and the process got underway almost immediately. The long queues is an indication of how enthusiastic the delegates are. Some of the big names in the legal profession are also here. From the Attorney General of the Federation to past presidents of the bar and other senior advocates, the delegates walk up to the boxes to cast their votes. As the voting goes on, some of the delegates and even candidates bear their minds on the process.
The process can be improved 100%. People have been on a line to vote for upwards of 2 hours, standing. Thank God it hasn't rained, because it rained early in the morning.
In an ideal situation, I expected 2 registers to have been made available. First, the voters register that captured the expected voters, and then the register that consists of the accredited voters.
Our agents have been insisting on having the list of the voters. That has not been made available.
After about 6 hours, the voting ends and ballots are counted. About 1,500 accredited delegates took part in the voting to fill 9 out of the 13 positions open for contest. 4 were unopposed. After the counting, the winners emerge.
Augustine Alege Augustine Oyelegoa, SAM, having scored the highest number of votes cast for the office of President of NBA, is hereby returned as duly elected President of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Supporters of the winners could, however, not help but jubilate. The excited president-elect steps up to give his acceptance speech.
You have voted for change, and I assure you, you will get that change that you need.
The journey for the new leadership of the bar will commence in earnest after the swearing-in ceremony at the annual General Conference of the Association in Owerri, Imo State on August the 29th. And only then will time start to count on their 2-year tenure. Shola Sheyeli, Channels Television News.
Telecoms company Etisalat Nigeria has rolled out the drums for the 2nd edition of the Etisalat Prize for Literature. At a press briefing in Lagos, where the judges of this year's competition were announced, the Chief Executive Officer of Etisalat, Mr. Matthew Wilshire, said the competition's objective is to support creativity and promote publishing on the continent. The winner, in addition to carting away £15,000 sterling, will also be honored with a fellowship at the University of East Anglia, book tours in 3 major African cities, and publishing deals. Our correspondent, Aurelua Shonibare, reports.
Innovation is about finding a better way of achieving a goal. And Etisalat Nigeria is keeping to his word in that regard. It may look like a tea party here, but the telecoms provider has more up its sleeves. The company is pulling its weight behind supporting the growth of writing in Africa with the 2nd edition of the Etisalat Prize for Literature. And this briefing is to introduce the judges to the public.
When we're thinking about building the business,
the CEO of Etisalat, Mr. Matthew Wilshire, shares his excitement.
The Etisalat Prize for Literature is the first ever Pan-African prize to celebrate the first time writers of published fiction. We're delighted here today to continue that journey as we go to the 2nd edition. It's a long-term commitment from Etisalat to develop this prize and to build an unrivaled reputation for the best literary prize for fiction in Africa.
Last year, Novaima Bulawayo won the maiden edition, and the chair of judges reminds on the prizes up for grabs.
The winner of the Etisalat Prize receives a large sum, £15,000, which is lovely, a Samsung Galaxy Note, and a Mont Blanc Meisterstuk. And there's also this tour that we've been referring to before, a 3-city tour. And the winning writer receives an Etisalat Fellowship at the University of East Anglia and a time to work with Professor Giles Foden. So it really is a spectacular award. I am very passionate. I certainly commit as the chair of judges to do whatever I can to make this equally, if not even better.
So all you need to do is submit 7 copies of your book and hold on to the 0809 dream. You just might be the next winner. Aurelua Shonibare, Channels Television News.
First Bank.
Hello everyone, welcome to Business News Tonight. 684 billion naira have been shared by the 3 tiers of government from the Federation accounts allocation for the month of June. This is 50 billion naira more than what was disbursed for the month of May. After the committee's meeting in the nation's capital, Abuja, the Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Bashir Yuguda, told journalists that an additional sum of 71 billion naira from the excess non-oil revenue has also been proposed for distribution. Gross revenue for June stood at 784 billion naira, showing a shortfall of 100 billion of the amount received in May. According to the minister, repairs of various terminals across the country is responsible for the shortfall in mineral revenue. The Senate has passed a budget of 271.1 billion naira for Federal Capital Territory, as well as 322.6 billion naira budget for Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC for 2014. For the FCT, the sum of 161.8 billion naira was budgeted for capital expenditure, 109.2 billion as recurrent expenditure, 60.037 billion naira as overhead costs, and 49.2 billion naira as personnel costs. Presenting the FCT budget proposal, the Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on FCT, Senator Domingo Obende, said the sum of 6 billion naira has been appropriated for administration of security in the FCT. According to him, this provision became compelling in view of the security threats confronting the city in recent times. But a federal lawmaker, Senator Joshua Dariye, asked the Senate to find out what the FCT administration had done regarding the installation of closed-circuit television cameras in the city, for which allocation was previously made in the previous budget. The local bourse sustained gains recorded on Monday as key indicators appreciated further by 0.10%. Bisi Adebayo joins us now with a summary of today's trading activities.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The Nigerian equities market sustained the positive momentum recorded on Monday as key indicators appreciated further. The all-share index grew higher by 0.10% to end Tuesday's session at 42,971.59 with a market capitalization of 14.18 trillion naira. Market breadth was positive with 33 price gainers as against 27 price losers. Top on the gainers list is Mobil. The equity added 5 naira 15 kobo to its share price and is followed by Forte Oil, which gained 5 naira, and Lafarge Wapco Cement with a 4 naira 6 kobo increase. On the other hand, Nigerian breweries as Shaka Cement and Guinness lost 2 naira 38 kobo, 1 naira and 1 naira 48 kobo respectively. Now, Tuesday's top 3 contributors to market turnover were Transcorp, FBN Holdings, and ICO Insurance. When the day's trading session ended, investors had exchanged 251.75 billion shares in 5,692 deals for a little over 3 billion naira. And that's a wrap on the stock market reports. I am Bisi Adebayo.
Thank you, Bisi Adebayo, and that's it on Business News tonight. The news continues shortly, but we'll leave you with figures from the global market. Still ahead on the news at 10, more tension in Gaza area as Israel resumes airstrikes. Please stay with us.